This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning. Ready to roll. Charlie Esser's all perky and well coiffed. Little Hellfire. Well, she may live again. Anyway, let's get to it. Capes and Lunatics, episode 131, starts right now. Hello! Welcome to the Capes and Lunatics. I am Phil. As I said, Charlie Esser is here. Hello! And Tristan Esser. And again, a.k.a. Florida woman, it is Lilith Hellfire.
Hey y'all, what's up?
She may be marrying a real Alaskan housewife any day now.
Only if she wants to be a real Florida housewife.
I don't know. I told you they were talking about it on Biters like that night, so might have a chance, Lilith Hellfire. So yeah, go check out Biters, the Walking Dead podcast, right here on the Southgate Media Group. Anyway, as I said, we to take it easy on Miss Lilith Hellfire. We will, if you want Disney Plus talk, including a review of the first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, check out Super Connectivity later this week. But we'll talk comics, we'll talk some news here. Oh yeah. Charlie and I were just talking about it offline, Lilith, but did you see The Joker's the first R-rated movie to hit that $1 billion mark globally?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it's like I was saying, this puts Warner's in a very precarious spot because, you know, they said it's a one-shot, just like the Dark Knight trilogy.
That means that they can do R-rated movies. They don't have to try to formulate the Marvel family-friendly stuff. That's all. That's all that means.
So does that mean we're getting a Joaquin sequel?
You know we are. It's gonna be horrible, but you know we are.
Oh, it's gonna be great, and they're gonna build out their extended villainiverse.
Yeah, I just want Lex. That's all I care about. Just bring in Cranston. I don't care. I take it back. He can play Lex. It's fine. Hello, Megan. It's fine.
One good Lex is all we need.
Yes. Well, since Michael Rosenbaum he's totally shot himself in the foot with that whole thing, but...
You know what? He seems properly humbled by now, and I think if you asked him back, he would more than happily put on the bald cap or even shave his head, you know?
Do you think maybe he was making a play for movies? Because, you know, they asked him for Crisis and he turned it down. Do you think he was, you know, he's like playing it like, hey, look, the fan demand is there, you know, how about a movie?
Yeah.
Well, you know, the animated Smallville series has been, you know, kicking around since, you know, the comic ended. So, I don't know. That's a lot easier on everybody involved. He has his home studio. He can do the whole thing from. So, you know, just throw that out there into the universe.
I mean, yeah, I just think that, you know, DC turning into the darkness is a good idea. You know?
You mean turning into the Batman skin more?
No, well, I mean, it's not even the Batman skit. It's just embracing the fact that DC has great villains.
We're dark.
Yeah, well, you know, Batman exists almost to the point of self-parody at this point. So, but his villains, you know, were always self-parody. So, it works for them. You know, they're tragic and they're tortured, and you know, that's what makes them good. And you know what made the Joker good was that it was a very human story. You know, and that's, I think, what has been missing from DC is that idea of a human story, a story about people living a life that is not cosmic, you know, that is, and for what it's worth, that is always what made Marvel films possible. Was for whatever they were doing, they were always just human stories. And I think when you get into, especially the Trinity, who are called the Trinity for that reason, it's very hard to tell a human story. It's very hard to tell a human story about Bruce Wayne, about Clark Kent, about Diana.
I think maybe Batman, but definitely not Superman, ironically. Just my thoughts. They just haven't figured it out in a long time how to do it, but it's there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you can do it. I mean, Smallville was very much a human story about Superman. But,
I think Batman's easier just because he's like a mortal man and you can like adapt that story.
Don't tell him that nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
And for what it's worth, no, he's not. He is not a mortal man. He's a billionaire who, more
relatable. There, I said it.
Had the comedian, just been there to save his parents, would have had a much different life.
Got inspired at the Watchmen, I guess.
Oh, it's just a fun little Easter egg. But yeah, I mean that's the idea that these human stories are what make these films cinema. What makes them good? If you can't tell a human story about someone dealing with human problems, and not for nothing, losing your health insurance—that's a very real human problem. That is something that is compelling in a story. And, usually in the Marvel films, it's usually about someone who has to be brought low and then has to come through dealing with a human problem. But, for DC, sometimes I think they haven't really figured out how to embrace that yet. I think even The Dark Knight never really gets human. I don't think you ever get the humanity of Wayne. You get the struggling Wayne has to overcome, getting his leg broke. Or did he actually break his back?
Who?
I don't know.
Bane from Batman? Yeah, he broke his back, dude.
In The Dark Knight?
Oh, in The Dark Knight. Yeah.
It was his back, yeah. Because, because I know he got a leg brace, and I don't remember him getting like a back brace. So that's what's a little weird about that, But, and then again, by sheer force of will, he wills his back to no longer be paralyzed. That's not a human thing.
He's a billionaire, dude. He had great health care even in a pit in the middle of nowhere.
Apparently, yeah. So that's why it's not a human story. And that's not to say the Dark Knight trilogy wasn't a very good trilogy, but it's not a human story. The Joker is a human story.
I'm just saying Batman's story is more flexible and adaptable, I think, than Superman's.
If you're a good writer, you can figure it out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Just haven't been hiring good writers. There, I said it. It's out there. Fight me, nerds. I don't care. It's Saturday morning. I don't care. Hello, Megan.
Looking
at you, David S. Goyer. Hashtag still bitter about Constantine. Yes. Always sour grapes. You got a grip of sour grapes. Oh, them sour grapes. You brought them sour grapes. Oh, Constantine could have been a much better show under better hands. That's not sour grapes. Them is facts over.
I know. Oh, but Lilith, we were speaking of the Joker. We forgot to mention when we reviewed Batwoman this week, they actually called out Jack Napier as Joker. So
yeah, one of the 15 Jokers now running loose in the DC universe overall.
More than 3, you say? Oh,
I think they should have said Arthur Fleck for the hell of it. I really do.
Oh, and I saw
I really do.
And I saw a cute little Easter egg too, because I was rewatching some Batwoman because Danielle's behind in the Batcave. I think what was in like 2 episodes back. Like they're in the Batcave. What Luke's like sitting at the computer. What was sitting on top of the computer screen?
What?
A little toy dinosaur.
Oh.
Because Batcave dinosaur.
Yeah.
I was like, I missed that.
They probably wanted.
Where there always used to be like a different little toy on Barbara's computer or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They need to do that. That's the callback that I need.
They probably wanted to use Arthur Fleck, but they probably said don't because we don't want to waste that right now, and we're not sure what we're doing with it yet, and we also don't want to anger anybody on the Joker family by saying, "Oh, we're just going to exploit you right now."
And you know how the CW works, Lilith. I mean, any character in the movie they can't use in any of those shows at the time.
Well, they can do it his Easter eggs. I mean, they've done a ton of like Easter eggs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just that they're not gonna show the freaking Joker and Batwoman. No effing way.
Can't even get a Harley Quinn in Batwoman.
Well, because she has her own animated show now. They could have done it, but
oh yeah, that's coming Black Friday.
next.
2 weeks. Yeah.
I was not impressed by that trailer.
Because I don't think you need the. I don't think you need it to be so much cursing. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think that if you wrote Harley Quinn properly, you don't need all that.
They want their animated Deadpool.
Yeah,
and they're like really pushing it. Like, look how adult this is. Look how hey,
But Deadpool doesn't have to be that either. That's the thing.
Know.
It's like Deadpool is a comic book character. Most of his appearances, he's not swearing.
It's the age of Beaver jokes, though, right, Lilith?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
but that's the mistake. Is I think the point that Lilith would like to make.
It's I know, and I agree. But I think
I don't have the patience to tell them all the things that are wrong with Harley Quinn and how they're running that whole situation. I don't have the time. I don't have the care. DC, just burn it to the ground and start over.
But that's what it is.
That's all that I can say.
It's R-rated.
Don't turn into the skin. Turn into the fire.
It's the R-rated.
Crumble to ash.
It's the R-rated version of that Beaver joke version of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
They were always pushing the boundaries on that one, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. With her stuffed beaver, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. So
and that's in the comic.
It is what it is, but. This is the problem.
And what the hell's going on with Stargirl? I promise you, if they do Stargirl what they did to Swamp Thing, that's it. I'm done.
What? One season and done? I don't know, because did they push?
No, they might not even make it to air. They might just go HBO Max, fix this.
Oh wait a second.
1 season and done.
Oh wait a second. Didn't they? Wasn't there a rumor? Weren't they saying? Oh, didn't you tell me that? I thought that they might be doing it on the CW now.
That was a big rumor. They don't have room for it, people. CBS will blow their load, dude, if they throw on another one.
Yeah, but aren't they talking about another show that's not a spinoff of the current stuff?
That's another rumor too. It's just like it can't be all DC heroes all the time on CW. CBS just will not have it, bro. They won't have it.
Well, you still have your Riverdales and whatever else.
Supergirl is technically part of the CBS deal, but we all know how those ratings are doing. So,
and I mean, don't they want to try to load some more as much DC on there as they can? Because isn't the Flash is the Flash still the highest rated thing on that network?
Yeah.
Don't they want their next Flash?
Those ratings are worrying to me. If I was at all interested in advertising, but whatever. Other streams of revenue. Well, it's fine.
They also have all the Red Circle heroes. We're
not making a TV universe for Riverdale. No, they're already trying to attack the game.
They don't have to be connected to Riverdale. They just have to be the Red Circle heroes. I mean, what they could do is they could, either do what Alan Moore originally wanted to do with the Charlton comics and just, totally deconstruct the actual heroes, or
Here comes your Alan Moore rant for the week, kids.
No. I mean, it's a positive idea, taking these characters from the Red Circle comics and, the Shield, the Fly, the Comet, and have them have a dark and gritty reboot story.
What? Greg Berlanti's got too much power. That's just what it comes down to. And somebody needs to knock him down a peg. There, I said it.
Oh.
I'm over it.
Really?
Arrow's done. I'm over it. I can tell you how I really feel. It's over.
The
only thing keeping me invested in Netflix is that they're actually interested in bringing new voices to the table. Literally the only thing I'm hanging on to Netflix for.
Yeah, but they got big competition with Disney Plus. Check out Superconnectivity this week.
We'll see how this all shakes out in 2 years.
Oh, but so are they gonna fold DC Universe in the HBO Max or not? Because I mean, they didn't.
I really feel like they are, but they can't say it. Because that'll piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, because I'm like,
get your HBO now, kids. Get your HBO now.
Why?
Now.
I was gonna say, yeah, because you'll get a free year HBO Max with your HBO subscription. Yeah, because I thought Don't you think they're going to fold DC Universe in the HBO Max?
Yeah, they need to streamline it. No more, you cannot saturate the market anymore. It's done.
Yeah.
Hold it in.
Well, I mean, so you think that the plan's already in motion, they just can't announce it yet?
Yeah, I think, they didn't really think... when the AT&T thing was going on, I don't think they really thought it was going to go through. And then it was just because I was really surprised that they didn't actually just do Warner Media app instead of the whole HBO Max thing, but they're pinning their hopes on that prestige of HBO and its good programming, I think.
They wanted to be the first one. They wanted to be there before Marvel with DC Universe, but it's again, I think we said it when
you don't have the content, don't do it.
When it first dropped, yeah. Who cares if you're first if you don't have the content? But I mean, although they did announce Titans is getting to season 3 in 2020.
Of course it is.
That's right.
Actually, low key, nobody cares about Titans anymore. It's all about Doom Patrol. It's on the forums.
How dare you?
No, I mean,
Nightwing is coming. Nightwing is coming. I mean, I will agree the last couple episodes of Titans was trash, but Nightwing is coming.
I know, but I'm just saying people are more invested in Doom Patrol. And I'm just kind of happy for that.
Well, they already said that's going to be on DC Universe and HBO Max.
Yeah, and then it's going to phase off from DC Universe right before they... Guess what, kids? Everybody's on HBO Max now. I mean, like I said, HBO Max got me with South Park and freaking Rick and Morty. I'm like, yes, no more Hulu. Hulu is I hate their interface. I hate it. Get better programmers. Your user interface sucks.
So you don't think we're going to... Is that why they're holding off on Stargirl? Because they're waiting for the HBO Max, the
I heard
integration.
It didn't test well.
Oh, really?
It's too little, too late now.
It just seems like
this is our third version of Stargirl, and everybody's kind of eh.
I mean, with the exception of the Young Justice, the animated series, it just seems like DC Universe. They just want I don't know, adult stuff because every.
And I'm fine with that, but there's a way to do adult content without doing a Beaver joke every 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
And it's why don't you do a little bit of everything? Bring the kids in too.
I mean, it's just to differentiate yourself. Why not? Go for it, but do it better. That's all I'm saying. Just do it better.
Yeah, but I don't think they're in the...
Adult content doesn't necessarily mean hardcore sex scenes, which we haven't had any.
No!
Non-stop cursing.
But I want to see somebody
pay a mortgage.
Dropping the F-bomb every 2 seconds. Yeah, because I mean, again, not to go back, but Disney Plus, watching The Mandalorian this week, I appreciate it. I could watch it with my son. There wasn't any, language or anything. And the thing I really loved, the episodes are only 30-some minutes apiece. They kept it nice and tight.
Yeah.
And, to be fair, if you look at most HBO content, Game of Thrones aside, that's usually not a lot of sex and language. I mean, you'll get a little language,
I know Showtime took that torch and ran with it, to be honest.
Yeah, Well, exactly. It's
it's a thinker. They do a lot of thinking pieces on HBO now, but when you if you're a 90s kid, you know what I mean. HBO was a little...
Are you telling me in Watchmen we haven't been seeing dong?
Dong is a medical term.
I don't remember seeing any dong in Watchmen.
I don't think you're allowed to do full frontal even on premium.
Oh, no. Remember when he aged up those clones? I saw some dong there. When they were doing the Dr. Manhattan play.
Yeah.
So I want to know whose job it was to paint that dong.
Dong is a medical term.
Somebody's job, Philip. Philip, grow up. See, this is why DC thinks they have to do Beaver jokes. Everyone at DC tunes in to Capes and Lunatics and say, well, Phil is our target audience. He seems to love dong jokes. So, more of those.
No, actually, we try to keep the dong jokes to Wade's World just so DC doesn't get that idea.
Dong is a medical term. Fight me.
I'm trying to inject some humor, Charlie Esther. This is not Meet the Press.
Potty humor. Because everybody, deep down, everybody's just an 11-year-old boy inside. It's fine. Hello, Megan. So, my comic book selection was kind of weak this week.
Oh, look at her jumping right to comics.
Yeah, there's nothing interesting that happened really in the entertainment world.
Phil's Comics Corner.
Well, Disney Plus, but you'll never admit it.
Like I said, I literally, everything that I'm interested in Disney for, I own it already. And it's in my Plex media server, so I don't actually have to dig out the DVDs or anything like that. So I'm good.
There's lots of more. There's going to be lots of Marvel coming, including including Baron.
Okay, that stuff I don't own on Blu-ray or DVD.
No, it's going to be original. And Baron Zemo's coming.
Yay! Call me when Namor gets his own show. Call me, then I'll be interested.
Oh,
that's probably in like the next 2 years. They're going to be digging deep because, yeah.
Why? Who would play Namor?
I don't even know if there's an actor that can pull that off. To be honest, can we just dye Chris Evans' hair black? Can we do that?
What?
We'll just dye Chris Evans' hair black. It'll be fine. Even though he can get it.
Who? Well, didn't they say? Wasn't there? I don't know if it's a legend.
Can we get Liam Hemsworth to dye his hair black?
Who?
Hemsworth family.
Who can pull off like a Leonard Nimoy look?
Are we just gonna call Zachary
Quinto? That's what I was gonna say. They're not gonna call
whatever his name
hair
is.
usually black.
What?
Isn't Chris Evans' hair usually black? I know I've seen him in roles with black hair before. So
yeah, I've only seen him in like the one with black hair.
I thought maybe it was like brown. Maybe I don't think it was like jet black.
Okay, but yeah, there we go. Chris Evans. You know, he's still under contract for Fox for that third Johnny Storm show. So they can make him come back.
Oh crap!
They can make him.
Well, he's still.
Well, that's Johnny Storm, but they said, you know what? We either can make another Johnny Storm film, or you come back and we're going to do something else with you.
Well,
can Disney just buy PBS? So, because I really actually like the theory that Steve Rogers actually became Mr. Rogers. I kind of dig that. So, can Disney just buy PBS, save us all the trouble and all the tote bags, and just buy PBS?
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you.
I don't think that's how that works, Willis.
I think it is. I think at this point it really is. Crony capitalism. Let's just get it done.
Well, I know Chris Evans is still going to be doing Steve Rogers' voice on that What If animated. And did you see they were saying I guess Robert Downey Jr. is going to be doing his voice for that, which
oh yeah,
Robert Downey Jr. they probably give him like all the equipment in his house. They're like, hey Robert, can you go down to your room for 5 minutes and record some lines for us? Probably you don't have to leave his house.
Well, first of all, I guarantee you that Steve Rogers is going to be coming back into the Marvel universe because they're going to put him in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Old man.
Old man. They're going to have Old Man Rogers, and I guarantee you when you get to like when Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out, there's going to be a lot of references to the old man. The old man upstairs and the old man this and it's going to be and like in the final episode you're going to see they're actually going to have him there in the old man makeup in his little super soldier spandex.
So did they fake his death or something, or does everyone think he's dead? Like the public, because if you look at watch like that opening montage on Spider-Man: Far From Home, he's in that montage with Tony Stark and Black Widow.
Yeah, well, or maybe they think he's dead, but then again, people maybe think a lot of things.
Maybe they're telling the public he did die to keep him safe because he is an old man now.
Yeah, or just give him his privacy, or like I said, he's going to be taking over in that Nick Fury role because they need someone they can trust, and maybe they even just did it because he got aged up, so we kind of lost him. He's not a superhero, so there's lots of possibilities there.
True.
It is an open question. And maybe people do think he's dead, or they just haven't seen him in a while. And that's the thing. He was a public figure, and we know that some of these people are no longer public figures. They maybe didn't publicize what happened. They just said, now we know that the new Avengers of Wanda Maximoff, Captain Marvel, and Falcon are doing their own thing, or they know that Falcon's now the Winter Soldier, or Falcon's now Captain America. So clearly, Cap must be dead. People assume things all the time.
Yeah. All right, so we getting some comics.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Phil's Comics Corner.
All right, where are we gonna start? Should we do the Bendis report?
Oh yeah, let's do a Bendis report.
Because there's at least 2 books. Just Bendis. All right, people. Event Leviathan number 6. Lilith.
Oh, wasted potential.
Lilith, what did you think of the reveal of Leviathan? Mark Shaw, for those of you
Somebody get Tristan Esser on the phone. At this point.
At this point, someone get Luca Perich on the phone. Come on.
Well, okay, to be fair, this is someone who existed prior to this moment. This is someone that was Easter eggs were dropped for. You know, there were breadcrumbs. You know,
breadcrumbs. Last issue, they're like, "Oh, you're a manhunter? Wait a minute, a manhunter? Manhunter."
Yes, well, exactly. I mean, but my point is that he didn't do a Tony Stark secret parent. You know, he didn't do. It's two people you never heard of before. You know.
I guess,
he didn't do a Gus Foreman, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna save that for David F. Walker to do.
Okay. Best thing about the book is the Talia, Robin, and Batman interactions. Hands down.
Yes.
Best thing about it.
Yes.
I don't know why they're all of a sudden reminding everybody that Talia's Batman's baby's mama, but okay, we can do that. That's fine.
I don't know. Maybe they're making some big push for Damian for some reason. I don't know.
Deathstroke is his father. Fight me, nerds.
Oh!
Batman is a cockhold, I tell you. A cockhold, I tell you.
Fight me, nerd.
But I don't have a problem with Mark Shaw being in Leviathan, but I thought these days with the state of the comic industry, they're trying to get more people in here maybe you make it some big, make it a Jimmy Olsen or something, and, would people be like, I haven't read it. I haven't read a comic book in 20 years. I might have to check this out, something like that.
But can we talk about the F you Superman? I was like, okay.
What, in Leviathan?
Yeah, it's just like, okay. This is like, I don't know. I just need somebody who actually loves, that I feel like loves Superman to be writing Superman and Superman related things.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about Superman 17 because we know the reveal's coming, but this issue he's just going around saying, I might have to do something. Hey, Supergirl, I'm going to be about to do something. It might affect you a lot, but, he never comes out and says it, but we know it's coming next issue when he reveals his identity to the world because Bendis loves that trope.
But you know what's weird to me, at least from the lessons I read on that, was that it was like first he tells Jimmy Olsen his secret, but it's like, doesn't Jimmy Olsen already know? Or is that like 3 continuities ago?
That was during New 52, and a lot of that got retconned because they got rid of it.
Not retconned, carefully swept under the rug, where now there's a huge pile under the rug.
Well, because
but I thought like going all the way back to the Golden Age, I thought that was like Jimmy Olsen was the one person who knew his secret.
Oh no. But I mean, they've done that so many times because Lilith, remember during what was that, like Countdown or something? Jimmy Olsen found out and then they like just ignored it, and then in New 52 Superman told him, but then they got rid of New 52 Superman.
If you ever read My Pal Jimmy Olsen, like I have, like it's hinted, but it's not explicitly stated that he knows. Mm-hmm. It's kind of one of those plausible deniability things.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like Commissioner Gordon and Batman.
Yeah, very much so. So
I think Lois always knew too.
Of course. But she had to play coy because you can't be a smart gal, especially back in those times. Oh
yeah, back in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
There was a great sitcom in the 80s called Once a Hero about like, a Superman pastiche coming to the real world, and he does this whole thing where he reveals himself to his plucky girlfriend reporter, and she's like, "Oh, good, you're already in costume." It's like, wait, you know? It's like, of course, we all know. Nobody ever mentions it because the writer never wanted us to mention it. But yeah, of course we all know. It's not a good disguise. No. So yeah, that's a good one. Once a Hero. Yeah, so that's another thing. Very hard to find. People always say, "Oh, nowadays you can find anything." Yeah, not everything.
Not if somebody didn't tape it on their VHS and then remember to upload it once the internet became viable.
Yeah.
All right, so what else we got? Oh, well, did you read Tales of the Dark Multiverse Blackest Night?
No, not interested.
It was very weird. It was like, because of course, the Black Lantern rings are taking everyone over, and it basically comes down to Mr. Miracle, Dove, and Sinestro.
Dove?
Yeah.
Wow, we're in trouble, homie.
They were trying to use her to reboot the universe, but then she gets killed, And it's like, oh, Lobo's with them, and then so it's like once Dove gets killed, they basically like reboot into a new universe with all light. They create a new universe, but all the life's based on Lobo. So then once everything evolves, everyone in the universe just starts trying to kill each other because they're all like Lobos.
Yeah. What's with this big push for Green Lantern though? Like, because Far Sector #1 is also about a Green Lantern. I picked that up because it's the #1.
Oh, I did not get that. Was that any good?
It's weird, but the art is absolutely stunning. Shout out to Jamal Campbell, and it's written by N.K. Jemisin. I'll probably pick up the next 2 issues. It's an interesting story.
Because that's like an original Green Lantern. It's no one we've seen before, right? Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I'm interested, but it's like this really big push for Green Lantern.
Well, because that Green Lantern series coming to HBO Max.
I don't think it's going to do as well as they think they're going to.
I know, but anytime they get a TV or movie, they're like, oh, we got to do something in the comics.
I think Far Sector would be the best thing to push, not like this traditional Green Lantern stories that they're trying to tell. And I really don't care about this whole Blackest Night thing. I was like, we've been there, we've done that. I don't care. Can we get Hal as the Spectre again? No? Okay, I really don't care.
The Tales of the Tales from the Dark Multiverse thing, DC's doing their what if. Because they even have, it's always introduced every issue by Tempest Fugit, or what is that his name? But AKA their watcher, basically,
Yeah.
He watches all these dark universes.
Well, and to be fair, we've had what ifs, AKA Elseworld Tales before.
Yeah.
So.
We've had Elseworlds.
Not a what if.
But this is such a big what if ripoff because they have like a cosmic guy who watches all these alternate universes and stuff, and it's like, okay, DC, I see you.
Oh well.
But I think you might like the Far Sector. It's different, and like I said, the artwork is actually really stunning. And this might be the first female Green Lantern I can get behind.
Oh,
phrasing, boom.
Nice.
What species is she?
She's a humanoid.
Is it something we know, or
no, brand new, totally.
Does she have a distinguishing non-terrestrial trait like purple or pointy ears or horns or anything?
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
She has dark skin, but I mean, just from the slit I saw, she looked human. But yeah, I knew she was like some kind of alien.
Unless there's a twist, I don't know. She's human to me. They want to kind of focus on a human. Of course, they want to focus on human Green Lanterns. Of course.
But I just hope she's not actually like a human. That would be.
Well, at this point, that makes like what 8, 7. They could just have their own Green Lantern human patrol at this point.
I know, but I always feel it's a real cop out when it's bad enough that so many alien races are humanoid, but when they're humanoid and like, as luck would have it, look exactly like humans and all the parts match. It's like,
no, we don't know if all the parts match. Not just yet. It's too soon to tell. For all we know, she could have a Venus flytrap down there.
What?
I have always
said
the twist. It's a big assumption to assume that Clark Kent has humanoid genitals, so, or even that that he is that the secondary sexual traits of Kryptonians are the same for human genders. I'm just saying.
Oh, did anybody pick up the Dollhouse family? It had Joe Hill and Mike Carey, so I just almost automatically had to pick it up.
No, I didn't. Was it good?
If you like horror and creepy, sophisticated suspense, which y'all know I do, it is for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because you are a harsh critic, so if you liked it, it must be good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was like, it's a little too late because it's the middle of November, but better late than never, I guess.
Hey, I'd rather have it be a little later and done good than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking at you.
Want to talk any Marvel?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, throw out some Marvel, Charlie.
Okay, I want to talk about the Black Cat. Which issue was this? Is this the Black Cat annual?
What, the one with her and Spider-Man? Yeah, that's the annual.
Yeah. I gotta say, I am like getting into this feeling like I may have to actually start reading the Black Cat. The last 2 issues I've read, I really enjoyed. I like the voice of it, the tone, the humor without being like a comedy book. I really like that. I like that it's comedy that comes from a place of sort of the organic nature of the character rather than bump, kind of comedy.
Well, yeah, I mean, she basically has like a personality. It's not just like, oh, look, she's a hot chick.
Yeah,
Read it.
I'm really glad that they're fleshing out both Black Cat and Mary Jane. I find that very interesting right now.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Well,
that Spider-Man is popular.
Marvel is hoping to get all these characters back so they can do something.
Well, Black Cat, Sony does have something in the works, so it makes me curious.
Like I said, I don't know if I was here for that Black Cat Silver Sable team up. I would just go for a Black Cat solo thing,
Well, and again, what story was that? What was Silver Sable in this week? Was that Black Cat? No, that was Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yes. Which I also loved, and I had no idea that was that had happened to Silver Sable. So that was a really
that was a few years ago. That was like not too long before Otto became Superior Spider-Man the first time.
Yeah, but did they reveal that she's actually all tore up, or was it just like,
no, she disappeared for a while. You thought she died, and then all of a sudden, she, after a while, she was back, and it was just like, oh, well, she's alive. But yeah, they didn't reveal. That she was
was like the reveal that it was all an LMD the whole time.
Yeah. Silver Sable's been driving an LMD because she was injured.
Yeah, and that was cool. That was a really cool reveal, and yeah. Although, man, when they mentioned Otto, and I'm like, oh man. That's my heart out again.
He's like, it's too soon, damn it, it's too soon.
Yeah, well, I mean,
get my YouTube numbers up, Charlie Esser. Start crying. Come on.
Yeah, I like that in our solicits that lands Spider-Man 2099. We also have a Doom 2099 somewhere in this.
Yeah. Oh, hey, special announcement. Yeah, there will be one special episode in the end of November, and one probably toward the end of December. Matt, Kona, and I, and anyone who wants to join us, we're going to be covering the 2099 books that are coming out.
Oh, the new one.
Yes.
Is Doom 2099 going to be one of them?
Yeah, Doom 2099. Oh, Charlie, you didn't see. There's going to be a Conan 2099.
Okay, if it's the actual Conan, I'm down for it.
I'm not sure, maybe. You know.
That man, he's so unhinged in time right now. I love it. I love my Conan.
They better keep those rights because, they're pumping out the Conan content like...
I gotta assume that
there's a movie coming.
Well, there was a discussion. I gotta assume that there was a discussion that Disney said, "Nope, our this is ours now. You can't play with it." I gotta feel that it may not have been bought lock, stock, and barrel, but I think that at least the lock and the stock are theirs.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. I think the best thing about this Black Cat series annual, though, is that it actually had that really cool tie into the main book. Because usually, a lot of annuals don't do that anymore, and I thought that was really cool.
I do. I like when they tie into the series. Yeah, because it's like a prequel, because it's like it continued in Black Cat #1, which is, that's how it opens up with her in the museum heist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what that was about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes.
And then they had a bonus story, too, and I'm like, for $5, thank you for adding a bonus story.
And I love the little Magia ritual. That was cool too. The martyr bride or the martyr, whatever they call it. Yeah,
had to have some excuse in the story for Black Cat and Spider-Man getting married.
Yep, they're mafia married now. Yeah.
It's gonna be like Penny in Big Bang Theory. I didn't think that thing was Spider-Man and Mary Jane go to get married again. I didn't think that last marriage was real. It was a Vegas wedding.
Oliver and Nissa.
Oh. Yes, beloved.
Yeah. Well, I know Phil read X-Men. Lilith, did you read X-Men?
Number 2? No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So am I to understand it that the other island is actually war from like 1,000 years ago that Apocalypse created, or is war something else?
I think War is one of his horsemen. I don't know if it's like from the 80s or 90s, but I thought the island was a separate thing. The island wasn't War, because I don't know, it's very confusing. Like, I think at some point maybe Krakoa was separated, and now it's like, tendril sex back together. I don't know.
Yeah, well, because when they have the little offspring talking to War, it looks like he's just talking to a big rock on the island.
Yeah.
So... that it's very interesting, and I like the idea that Oh, what? You thought Krakoa was the first mutant who turned into an island? No, there was one 1,000 years ago, and for whatever reason, Apocalypse named it War, or made it his Horseman of the Apocalypse.
Well, I think it's like they cut, supposedly Xavier's been assassinated, so now Magneto and Apocalypse have less oversight.
If you have Cable, why do you need Prestige? They're both from dystopian futures. Pick one and get somebody else.
Family! And again, I don't know.
Screw the summer's family drama. I'm sick of the summer.
Clones of them?
I was going to say, well, it depends if they died, I guess, but I'm just like, maybe they cloned this out of Cyclops, but I'm like, why is he so chummy with Kid Cable? I mean, Kid Cable came back in time and killed old Cable. I mean, wouldn't you be a little mad to be? I mean, I know they're basically the same person, but they're like, yeah, you killed, hey, my son, you killed this other version of my son.
Well, okay. So this teenage Cable, that's a thing.
Yeah, he came back and before all this started, he killed off old Cable. He says, yeah, you're pretty crappy at your job, and all the time confusion and all this crap is your fault. And young Cable kills old Cable.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I wasn't sure exactly what was going on with this because this is I don't read the X-Men.
Yeah, no, he came back before all this House of X stuff. So
and the whole but what's weird to me is like, okay, so basically him and Jean are living on the moon with Wolverine because you do with these two teenagers that they didn't actually have.
Yeah, they're from alternate futures. Yeah,
dystopian futures.
I mean, genetically, you run a scan. Yeah, they're going to come up as their kids, but yeah, they haven't had them. Yeah.
But also just the idea that he's being all father is no. There is so much mind control in this. Nobody is behaving how you would expect them to behave.
I would say, hey, mind control's not always bad. Look, all of a sudden, Cyclops is good at his job. Come on.
Well, that is debatable whether or not
he's better at his job.
Taking care of two children you have no relationship to while your wife is off with Wolverine.
The best there is at what he does.
It's like literally raising other people's kids, even if technically you are the person who had them. You weren't there for the event. It's like there's so much wrong with
to throw even more spice into the soup. Cable's not even technically Jean's kid. It was Madeline Pryor, Jean's clone. So that gets even more twisted.
Oh.
Again, I saw somebody online.
Everybody, let's just agree Bishop is the best one and move on.
I saw something online and someone brought up a point. It's like, yeah, you're cloning and bringing back all these dead mutants and everything. Where's Madeline Pryor?
No one cares. Let's be honest. Nobody really cares. As long as you have real Jean, no one cares.
She wasn't a real mutant. She doesn't get to come back.
Yeah, she was a clone, I know. But I mean, Sinister created her. You think Mr. Sinister would be like, hey, let's try this again.
Well, it's not I mean,
oh no, Cyclops and Wolverine can both have a redhead.
There you go. You go.
Come on, Lilith. You can't get behind cloning gingers. A ginger for everyone.
No,
if it means, well, like I said, the Wolverine's whole thing with Jean is almost as creepy as Professor X's thing with Jean. So no, he can't have a Madeline Pryor clone. We don't need that. I don't need that on my conscience.
But technically, if that Jean Grey is a clone, then she actually is Madeline Pryor. So there's no reason to bring back a Madeline Pryor because she is Madeline Pryor.
Well, Madeline Pryor didn't have Jean's. Well, mostly didn't have Jean's memories. This one is has a full copy of Jean Grey's brain. So
yeah, maybe she's got a full copy of Madeline Pryor's too.
But now that
and maybe that's why everyone's under mind control.
But if Xavier's supposedly dead, there ain't going to be no more cloning because he was the one, keeping a copy of everyone's brain and then downloaded them when they cloned themselves.
I don't think any of this works.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of just like, what did they do to my X-Men? Like, I appreciate it for new readers. It's probably a lot easier who don't have a lot of attachments to the way certain things were. And you know what I mean? I get it. But, for me, I'm just kind of this is not my X-Men.
I told you, I have a theory that they're keeping them in limbo. So the minute Disney comes out with, hey, this is what the X-Men's going to be, they can be like, oh, we can mold these, into what the versions are going to be.
Oh, just one Disney Plus thing real quick. I kind of agree with the meme that's going around. If you skip the intro on the X-Men 90s cartoon, your subscription should be instantly canceled. You never skip that intro.
Oh, exactly. I watched the first episode just to watch that intro. Yeah.
So, I think they should make that an option.
And I must say, I told Luca, hey, we got Disney Plus, and he's been watching all the old cartoons.
You, him, Tyler, and Solo need to like Skype and watch Goofy movie and do a commentary. That's my only request.
I don't know. Hey, you know what's hooked him? The same thing I was watching at his exact age, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Okay, there you go.
Ooh, have they done the Doctor Doom episode yet?
I'm trying to remember if they're all there.
That's my favorite one.
There's like 20 or 30 episodes on there, but yeah, I know he was watching there was a Green Goblin one. They had 7 little superheroes on there.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh yeah.
First is Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, Captain America, yeah. But he was trying to watch some of the 90s ones. He's like, I'm going to go back and keep watching Amazing Friends. I'm like, okay.
They're amazing. And they're friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It was a really good show.
Oh, yeah. All those 90s Iron Man and Fantastic Four are on there. Not that those were the best, but yeah, they got a ton of Spider-Man animated on there. It looks like all 30 seasons of The Simpsons are already on there. Boom.
Yeah, and it looks like that's the only thing from Fox. So.
Well, so far.
Yeah, they've quietly swept everything else back into the vault.
I mean, it hasn't been a full week. It hasn't even been a full week yet. I mean, they might still be adding stuff.
Yeah, I know. Well, because someone was asking, how do you search just for the Fox content? It's like there is.
You don't.
You can search for like characters though. Yeah, like if you put in like a show title or character, you can pretty much bring stuff up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We'll get into their search algorithm on Super Connectivity.
Yeah. And don't forget Gargoyles Uncut After Dark. Have to mention that.
That sounded dirty.
What other book?
Yeah.
Oh, Morbius #1 came out. I haven't read it yet. Has anybody else read it?
No, I did not get it. I was gonna say, is it any good?
I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but. Punisher Soviet #1 though was interesting.
Oh, I did not read that. I was thinking about getting it. Is that good?
I think you'll definitely like it. It's Garth Ennis, so I think you'll really like it.
What is it?
Garth Ennis. So if you're into the boys and Preacher,
Punisher Soviet.
Soviet.
Oh, so it's the Punisher in Russia or a Russian version of the Punisher?
Yes.
It's Frank Castle, right?
Yes.
But with
it's kind of like both. It's
involved in Russian stuff.
Yeah. So it's got a pretty gnarly rating on it, so I like.
So I'm guessing this is like
Oh, isn't it like another Punisher Max or something?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And I'm guessing this is like set in the 80s because he's fighting the Soviets, which isn't a country anymore.
Like Frank Castle ever needs an excuse.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying there aren't Soviets anymore. So
that you know of.
It's basically just about Russian mobsters, so I think he's an old guy still technically. Yeah, he didn't fight in the Vietnam War, but he's still old. He's old enough to remember Soviets.
Yeah,
it's Punisher Max, so it's not in regular continuity, right?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm asking you. Because like when they did, I think when they did the Fury Max, that was set like in a different point in time. Like they will go back in time with the Max series.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want with the timeline.
It's the mid '80s.
Okay, yeah, that's all I was curious about.
So yeah, it's a lot of
some nice Rocky references,
Oh, MTV had music.
Exactly.
Kids are like, what?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you need a break from, like,
reality,
Black Cat and her jokey jokes and, happy shiny stuff, this might be, like, a nice little detour.
Hey, Black Cat is Shakespeare compared to that Harley Quinn Beaver stuff. Thank you very much.
Oh, I agree.
History of the Marvel Universe, Phil.
Oh, yes. What did you think, Charlie? That's our number 5.
I like that. Well, I mean, I thought it was interesting that, Franklin's like, yeah, I just think the Celestials were jealous. That's why they made me destroy the universe.
Oh, yeah, because they're like, yeah, they wanted me to clean up that Heroes Reborn universe I created.
Yeah. I like also that it was interesting that they're suggesting that the Sentry actually was in continuity. That's something that they've been going back and forth on, where they say he reemerged in the same way that Jessica Jones reemerged. But also implying that they had always been there. Whereas in his most recent appearance in Agents of Wakanda, it's kind of suggested that no, his power is he alters reality in a way that, what you see isn't always what you get. That he alters reality where he's around. So it's an interesting question, which is which. But then again, as we saw, Mephisto altered reality also imprinted on Galactus. So
yeah, but what was interesting though, because the timeline, it would have been in this issue. They did no mention of Mephisto sweeping that marriage away. Not even a hint of that in this issue. Lilith, they mentioned Civil War, they mentioned all this stuff, but no Mephisto wiping the marriage away.
Yeah, well, that is.
They're like, don't speak of it. Don't speak of it. Don't feed the trolls.
Well, there's definitely a lot going on.
Feed the troll.
They cover, Captain America being unhinged in time.
Yeah.
And they even suggest. Do they get through the entire Dark Reign in this?
I know they talk about Osborn being in charge and become the Iron Patriot. Yeah.
Because they get all the way up to AVX in this. I think that's where it ends, right? Or they wrap up AVX, and then next one is where they mention then, and because they just brought the young X-Men to the future.
Yes.
And the Avengers are fighting Age of Ultron. So.
Yeah, because I think the next issue is the last one, so it should go from there to the present day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we got Lady Thor and Ms. Marvel.
Yep.
And all them. So that's good.
But I'd say like if you're a new reader and you want like a quick Reader's Digest version of the whole Marvel universe, I'd say pick this. It's going to be 6 issues. Pick it up. They'll probably put it in one trade.
Yeah, it's not as comprehensive as the original Marvel stuff.
No, but if you want like the cliff notes of the Marvel universe,
it's a real 30,000 feet overview of it. And that's good. That's useful. I'm sure for a lot of people,
Do you think that's what inspired DC to do the? They're going to be putting out like a new timeline, Lilith, as they saw Marvel putting out a history of the Marvel universe, and they're like, okay.
No, we just actually need it at this point.
We need it. We definitely need it, but you think it'd just be like, for new readers who are like, boy, I'm confused.
Yeah. They put out a book, but then even that one is not as accurate now after
and then
other events.
I guess, I don't know how Dida's doing it, but I guess however he's playing with time, Superman's not going to be the first hero. It's going to be Wonder Woman.
Which makes more sense to me.
Well, yeah, she's a mortal.
Yeah, she's from Samus race.
And, they definitely, if they're going to do anything with the movies, that makes sense, too. Because she is the first hero in the movie universe, too, now, so...
Yeah. What's interesting is, I know DC did a complete history of the DC universe, back in the 80s, which it was actually I really enjoyed that book, as I do. And most of what I know about the DC universe is from that.
What year is that? Because I wonder if that was pre or post-Crisis.
I think it was post-Crisis.
Maybe because after...
I want to say it was 87, 88.
Okay, I think you're right, because after Crisis, they're probably like, okay, here's what's new.
Yeah, but that was a really good book, and its format strikes me very similar to this, where it is sort of like, the cosmic entities discussed. And here's the story of how all of this entire universe really just boils down to this one planet,
this backwater swamp of a planet.
Yeah, that for some reason
all the trouble comes.
Yeah.
I just, they've done.
He was right. Just go back.
Damn hippos and antelopes. I mean humans.
He was right. Just go back in time. Never let it gel into life. It would have been better off.
Be making sweet, sweet love to the timeline.
So appropriate.
Those flash drops always come in handy.
Yes, they do. All right. I want to mention two. First, Detective Comics 1015. I know, Lilith, you probably aren't reading it.
No.
Well, basically, Lex has been going around, giving people villains little.
Villain, I know.
Yeah, who gave Mr. Freeze some kind of serum to revive Nora. So now she's like Freeze, frozen and stuff, and now, but she wants nothing to do with Victor now, and she has a mean, vicious streak. So So guess who's teaming up to stop her next issue? Batman and Mr. Freeze.
Yay. So has her heart turned to ice?
I guess figuratively at least. Well, maybe literally too, because she's all blue now, and she's exactly like Victor Freeze now. So
yeah,
you know what? They're probably gonna steal that for Batwoman.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I was wondering if they were gonna do that so they could bring Mel's wife back. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll give you one better. They're probably gonna kill Mr. Freeze at the end of this, and then this is the new Doctor Freeze.
Oh yeah, you could do a.
Wait, was she a doctor too?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think wasn't.
She is now.
I believe she was like a ballet dancer or something.
The only like doctor villain we have are Harley and Ivy actually.
Yeah, but do you really need to? Do you really need to have?
Is he really? I judge his credentials.
Do you really need the piece of paper to use the honorific? What do you think, Professor?
Well,
for doctor, you definitely better.
Yes, for doctor, you do. That's why I do not call myself Dr. Esser. That is why
Freeze.
Rob is merely a master of doom.
Oh! All hail Master Doom.
All hail Master Doom, yeah.
Shots fired, Rob. You better go get that PhD.
Oh,
Actually, you can do as much with a master's degree as you can with a doctor.
I keep threatening. I gotta like contact him and be like, hey, I need some Master Doom drops.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
post to social media.
I mean, they could call her Mrs. Freeze, but I think more likely they're going to call her Dr. Freeze, just so that it doesn't seem like she's subordinating herself. And her husband's dead.
Lady Freeze.
Yeah, Lady Freeze. There we go.
Okay. But you can be a ballet dancer and be a licensed whatever, and you can have your doctorate and be a ballet dancer too. That's perfectly acceptable. I mean, look at Harley Quinn, a gymnast and a licensed therapist.
Well, I mean, that was probably, you can probably explain that away as competitively. That's how she got to college, to pay for college. There you go. Ballerinas, that's like a lifelong dedication where there's not time for much else, though. So.
But this is a superhero universe where people can like be a polymath believably. Because you can be Bruce Wayne and be, yes, well, I happen to be the world's greatest scientist and the world's greatest detective and a ninja.
Hello, Megan. Well, they forget about the world's greatest detective nowadays. He has no brains anymore. But...
Oh, nice segue, Lilith Hellfire.
Outsiders number 7?
No, I was going to say the Batman's Grave number 2.
Oh, okay.
No, this is interesting. I think you would like it because I was like, how are they going to like? It's supposed to be 12 issues, and I was like, how are they going to stretch out this murder case for 12 issues? Because it seemed like he found the guy at the end of issue 1. No. Like he caught the guy from the murder for the first one, and now I guess like Gordon hands him another case, and now I think he's like working on another murder case. So I don't know if this is going to be like, Gotham SVU. Yeah, no, I don't know if he's going to be like doing detective work on different cases every issue, maybe.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm here for it.
It's going to be like the big boss battle. This guy was secretly behind it all, issue 12.
Maybe.
What he's working for.
Because all I got to say is DC, from the solicits, I was like, I don't think I'm going to pick this up. But once I read the first one and now this one, I'm just like, okay, if they keep this formula going, I'm here for this for the 12 issues.
Okay, I'll pick it up 1, 2, and 3 when it drops.
Because I don't know, the solicit made it seem like all this psychological. Can Batman get in the head of a killer? And I thought,
yeah, he can.
I know, and I'm just like, is he going to be working the same murder case for 12 issues? I mean, World's Greatest Detective. It shouldn't take him 12 issues, but if it's like a different murder every time, oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure, and it could be a situation where it's.
No, it's Batman cold cases. Cold cases.
Oh, I'd be here every month for that, making it ongoing.
He's gonna solve the crime, but then you'll find out that there is some like larger the person who's manipulating the killers. The killer who uses
Calendar Man. This is your time to shine, Calendar Man. Spoilers, probably.
Kite Man.
You shut your mouth about Kite.
Tom King brought him back, Kite Man.
Killer Moth.
Yes, that was going to be my next one. Killer Moth. Yes. He showed up recently.
It's Man-Bat. It makes perfect sense now. It's Man-Bat.
No Man-Bat's in the Dark Justice League.
Man-Bat, Batman.
Yeah, Man-Bat is actually gone bad, and he's killing people, but he has to use like different MO so nobody knows that he's out here sucking blood.
You know who they should give a Green Lantern ring to is Detective
Chimp.
You know what? I'd actually be here for that.
Yeah, he gets a really great run in Justice League Dark.
I mean, it would be a Green Lantern from Earth, but it wouldn't be a human Green Lantern.
Exactly. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to see the team up of him, Grape Ape, and freaking Grodd. There you go.
Oh wow, that would be.
Yeah, but Grodd's evil. What about Solivar?
Yeah, Grodd does not like other kinds of apes.
Yeah.
I know that's
he does
the
not
funny.
like Mr. What's his name?
Well, what?
Yeah, the super intelligent ape that's always with the brain, Monsieur.
Monsieur Mala or whatever.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
come on, you watch Teen Titans Go. Come on.
I just forgot. I actually just remember that when they put all of the villains on a planet for reasons, because that's not going to blow up in our faces. Grodd and
I still crack up, the brain on Teen Titans Go, that episode where Beast Boy's like, "Oh, hey, Brian." He's like, "No, it's the brain." He's like, "Oh, I know Brian."
That was very funny. But, but I just remember that, Grodd was very indignant when Mr. Mala tried to, say, "Hey, we're both apes, we should be working together. I am a proud citizen of Gorilla City, not some silly science experiment." Although, actually, aren't the gorillas of Gorilla City, only got to be super genius because of, a random rock fell to Earth or something like that?
Meteor, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, we're getting these big floors, Grodd.
Well, they addressed that in the 90s. I don't know if it was the same one or a similar one, but it's basically the same origin as Vandal Savage.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, Gorilla.
Can I shout out something from Boom Studio, since I don't really shout them out that much?
Sure, go ahead.
It's a book called Folklords. It's #1. It's kind of like the reverse tale, how there's always some kid, he finds a mystical portal to a mystical land. Well, this is a mystical kid that finds a portal to our land, and I kind of like that.
Oh, wow.
All ages book. So I thought it was cute. The artwork is stunning. It's written by Matt Kent, and the artist is Matt Smith.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. If you're into Grass Kings or Black Badge, you'll probably really like this one. And for the art, if you know Matt Smith from Hellboy and the BPRD, you'll probably love the artwork like I did. It's just really cute. It reminds me kind of, honestly, of Over the Garden Wall, if anybody's ever seen that. I know we're a very obscure fan. But yeah, it's kind of like that, the humor and the artwork and the kind of character work that I've seen in this first issue. Very, very reminiscent of it. So if you like stuff like that, then this might be the book for you.
Cool.
Cool.
In comic book news, Charlie, well, everyone should be interested, but Charlie, did you see in February, I did send you the thing, David Walker is going to join Bendis on Young Justice?
Get David Walker on the phone.
That's going to be a hell of a team up.
Oh, yeah.
I like those two together, I think that they do. Oh, and I guess
they only kind of come to that team then? I feel like that's...
Well, yeah, she already showed up on the last page, I think the last page of last issue. Yeah, she's...
Oh, okay, so I was going to say that's probably kind of why.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to have to pick it up then.
When me and Charlie talked to Mr. Walker, Super Connectivity 250, he did say, Bendis called him and said, "Hey, I want to use Naomi and Young Justice," and David was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like those two together. I think David Walker any of the weaknesses we see in Bendis, I think David Walker kind of strengthens it, his writing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's always fun when friends get to be together, though. It's kind of like that whole, if you're into the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles run, you can just tell it's two guys having fun.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they even said that.
Never get around to doing our writing together as a group.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Capes and Lunatics comics will be very, very popular.
Yes!
All stick figures. That's the plot twist. All stick figures on an old school newspaper print.
It'll be like the South Park animation, from season 1. All right, so anything else, people?
No, that's it. That's all I got, kids.
Yeah, we got to save something for Super Phil.
Well, I told you we're going to talk all Disney Plus and Mandalorian.
I know.
I know you have thoughts.
I am curious about the whole Baby Yoda thing. I know it's not actual Baby Yoda; it's just a baby from a sea. I was like, oh my god, it's so effing cute.
Oh yeah. Although that's one of the big things I'm going to talk about, because actually there's a lot. So Lilith, make sure you listen to Super Connectivity this week.
Will do, Buckaroo.
There's going to be a lot of interesting thoughts on Kid Yoda.
Kid Yoda. Oh my God! Now that's going to be a comic book. Marvel.
Mandalorian and Kid Yoda.
Yeah. Well, there's a very strong lone wolf and cub aspect.
Oh yeah, I got that, especially in episode 2. Yeah.
But then again, who's the lone wolf and who's the cub?
Oh.
And I'm really hoping we get Taika Waititi. Yeah. So yeah, Lilith, you definitely got to watch The Mandalorian.
Oh, and Lilith, did you hear Tyler and I are going to have a special guest on the next episode of Who Podcast The Watchmen?
Who'd you get?
Mr. Charlie Esser.
Oh, nice! This should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Bad boys getting along, being cute. I love it.
Lilith, have you been keeping current on Watchmen?
No, I've only seen the first episode.
You didn't watch last week's with Lube Man?
I was going to get caught up this weekend, actually. So,
Lube Man.
Like I should.
Lube Man.
You know, first off, let me just say...
He looks like Slide from Spider-Man. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It's like, calling him Lube Man, that's just a name that the cops gave him. That's not his official name.
Well, yeah, because he was wearing this suit. He sprays stuff on him, then he slides into the sewer.
He's non-stick.
He looks like Slide, Lilith. He literally is like Slide.
And that's his power, man. It's really cool. He's cool, man. Quite easy.
Lubed himself up and slid right into that sewer hole.
Oh, and if any Supernatural fans are watching, y'all need to watch Daybreak, for real. I binge watched it. It was good. Thank you, Charlie.
Told you, yeah. It's, it is...
It is baby Sam Winchester as the lead, and I am so here for it. Colin Ford played young Sam Winchester in a couple episodes of Supernatural, that's why. For those of us that don't watch it.
And I love Matthew Broderick's arc in that.
I was like, oh my God, did they make it Matthew Broderick because it's fourth wall breaky and they're like high school kids? Is that what that's about? We need to get him.
Yeah, it was genius. Everything about it.
Is he really Cam's kid? Is this really secretly just a sequel series to freaking Ferris Bueller's Day Off? And this is Cam's kid? I'm telling you, I'm calling it.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, and the ending is really, really, it's such a great, dark, twisted take on everything that had come before that when you get to that ending. Like,
yeah.
Oh. No spoilers, but yeah, watch it till the end. Although, and again, good thing she could turn into mist, so we'll just leave that at Okay. Anyway, you'll know it when you watch it. But anyway, let's get out of here, Phil.
All right, everyone. Send your thoughts on everything we talked about. Like we said, we're going to talk about Disney Plus on super connectivity. Send your thoughts on all that. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And check out all the Capes and Lunatics social media, link to the merchandise, link to the YouTube, all of it at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And everyone, go to Amazon, buy Pod Life, the book, get it digital, get it in paperback. I'm in there. Yes. See me talk about Lilith Hellfire and Charlie Esser.
Oh gosh. I gotta get that just to see what you said about it.
That's right. Oh, hey, there was another chapter by Mr. Kenneth Smyson where he mentioned super connectivity.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's 2 chapters you're mentioned in Charlie Esser, so you really got to pick that up.
I better. Got to find out what they're saying about me.
Oh, Lilith, you'll be so proud of me. Just the drops when I was doing social media on the last episode of Watchmen, because me and Tyler were talking about Lube Man. I was like, just lube up and slide into her social media and email. I'm such a ham. Lilith Hellfire, where can people find you?
Oh, you nerds can hang out with me on the interwebs via Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. And if you're listening to this podcast, obviously on Instagram, you can find me at Lilith Hellfire69. Hello, Megan.
Love that job. All right, Mr. Charlie Esser.
Hey, if you'd like to work with me in an old-fashioned email way the way our Mahas and Paws once did, please do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitters as I live tweet Watchmen Sunday night at 9, I believe, right?
Yes.
And on HBO, that's Eastern Standard, folks. And follow me at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIE. SER. With the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Oh, yeah. And you know what? It's going to be in 7 episodes of this show? It's going to be episode 138. And you know what 138 is? Double 69.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so there you go. Just putting that out there.
Oh, Lilith got a plan for the double 69.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Everybody gets one. You know, it's like Oprah's giving away Iron Fists.
Wow, phrasing.
I'm going to go through all the old drops, baby. All right. It's been a wild ride, friends. And guess what? We get to do it again next week. But for another week this week, we have been the Capes
and the Lunatics.
Yeah, baby. Lots more good stuff coming. Phrasing. $20.99 specials. Charlie Esser guest starring on Pod's Watchmen. Got another interview or 2 coming up. That's right. Will and I are going to talk to Kelly Thompson again. Deadpool #1 is coming. Oh, baby Yoda.